Trust is the bedrock of any strong friendship. It is the invisible glue that binds individuals together, fostering a sense of security, shared experiences, and mutual understanding. Without trust, friendships become shallow and transactional, devoid of the depth and richness that true connection brings. Just as a fortress crumbles without a solid foundation, friendships wither and decay when trust is compromised. Friendships built on trust provide a safe haven where individuals can be their authentic selves, free from judgment and fear of betrayal. Trust enables vulnerability, allowing friends to share their innermost thoughts, dreams, and fears, knowing that their confidences will be respected. It is in these moments of shared vulnerability that true intimacy is born, strengthening the bond between friends. However, trust is a delicate flower, easily crushed by carelessness or malice. It must be nurtured and protected, for once broken, it can be exceedingly difficult to repair. Betrayal, the ultimate violation of trust, can leave deep scars, shattering the foundation of a friendship and leaving behind a residue of pain, anger, and resentment. History is replete with tales of friendships shattered by betrayal, offering valuable lessons on the fragility of trust and the devastating consequences of its breach. From the political machinations of ancient Rome to the interpersonal dramas of the royal courts, betrayals have toppled empires, ignited wars, and left countless lives in ruins. One such tale is the infamous betrayal of Jesus by Judas Iscariot, a story etched into the annals of history and religious texts. Judas, one of Jesus' closest disciples, betrayed his friend and teacher for 30 pieces of silver, leading to Jesus' arrest and crucifixion. This act of betrayal, motivated by greed and personal gain, stands as a stark reminder of the destructive power of misplaced trust. Another poignant example is the betrayal of Anne Boleyn by her own uncle, Thomas Howard, the third Duke of Norfolk. Consumed by ambition and political maneuvering, Norfolk turned against his niece, providing false testimony that led to her execution. Anne, once a beloved queen, was cast aside, a victim of her uncle's betrayal and the ruthless machinations of the Tudor court. These historical accounts serve as cautionary tales, reminding us that even those closest to us can succumb to treachery and deceit, driven by self-interest, ambition, or other insidious motives. Perhaps the most iconic betrayal in history is the assassination of Julius Caesar by his close friend and confidant, Marcus Junius Brutus. The story of Caesar's demise on the Ides of March, immortalized in Shakespeare's play, stands as a timeless warning about the perils of blind trust and the devastating consequences of betrayal. Caesar, a renowned general and statesman, rose to power through military prowess and political maneuvering, amassing a loyal following and a formidable reputation. Among his closest allies was Brutus, a man Caesar held in high esteem, believing him to be a true friend and loyal supporter. However, Brutus, swayed by whispers of Caesar's ambition and the perceived threat to the Roman Republic, joined a conspiracy to assassinate his friend. On the fateful day of March 15, 44 BC, Caesar entered the Roman Senate, unaware of the plot against him. Surrounded by senators, including Brutus, Caesar was stabbed multiple times, each wound a testament to the betrayal he suffered at the hands of those he trusted most. As Caesar lay dying, he uttered the famous words, "Et tu, Brute," expressing his shock and disbelief at his friend's treachery. The assassination of Caesar sent shockwaves through Rome and beyond, marking a turning point in Roman history and forever etching the Ides of March as a symbol of betrayal and the fragility of trust. Betrayal, however, is not confined to the pages of history books or the dramatic narratives of plays. It is a painful reality that many of us encounter in our own lives, often leaving us feeling wounded, vulnerable, and disillusioned. Personal betrayals, though often less grand in scale than their historical counterparts, can be equally devastating, shaking our faith in human nature and leaving us questioning the very foundations of trust. I have, like many others, experienced the sting of betrayal in my own life. A close friend, someone I confided in and relied upon, violated my trust in a way that irrevocably altered our relationship. The pain of this betrayal was profound, leaving me feeling deeply hurt, angry, and disillusioned. The experience taught me a harsh lesson about the complexities of human nature, reminding me that even those we believe we know intimately can act in ways that contradict our perception of them. Betrayal can manifest in various forms, from the subtle erosion of trust through gossip and deceit to more overt acts of deception, manipulation, or outright malice. The impact of such betrayals can be far-reaching, affecting not only the individuals involved, but also the broader social fabric of families, communities, and even nations. The wounds inflicted by betrayal can linger for years, shaping our perceptions of others, our willingness to trust, and our ability to form meaningful connections. Trust, like a tightrope walker navigating a precarious path, requires a delicate balance between vulnerability and caution. To build strong and meaningful connections, we must be willing to open ourselves up to others, sharing our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, knowing that there is a risk of being hurt. However, this vulnerability must be tempered with a healthy dose of caution, a discerning eye that can identify potential red flags and protect us from undue harm. The key to this balancing act lies in understanding that trust is not an all-or-nothing proposition. It is a spectrum ranging from blind faith to complete distrust. Blind trust, where we place unwavering faith in another without question or reservation, can be a recipe for disaster, leaving us vulnerable to manipulation and exploitation. On the other hand, complete distrust, where we close ourselves off from others and refuse to believe anything we are told, can lead to isolation, paranoia, and a missed opportunity for genuine connection. The optimal approach lies somewhere in between these two extremes, in a space where we are willing to trust but also remain vigilant, observing, assessing, and adjusting our level of trust based on the actions and behaviors of others. This balanced approach allows us to build meaningful connections without exposing ourselves to undue risk, fostering a sense of security and well-being in our relationships. Boundaries are essential for navigating the complexities of trust, acting as safeguards that protect our emotional well-being and prevent us from being taken advantage of. Just as a fortress relies on strong walls to defend against invaders, we must establish clear boundaries in our relationships to protect ourselves from those who might seek to exploit our trust or inflict emotional harm. Boundaries define what we are and are not willing to tolerate in our interactions with others, outlining our limits, expectations, and non-negotiables. They serve as a line in the sand, communicating to others that certain behaviors will not be accepted and that there will be consequences for violating our trust. Boundaries are not about controlling others or dictating their actions. They're about protecting ourselves and maintaining a sense of agency in our relationships. Establishing boundaries requires self-awareness, a clear understanding of our own needs, values, and limits. It also demands assertiveness, the ability to communicate our boundaries clearly and confidently, without fear of judgment or reprisal. Boundaries are not static. They can and should evolve as our relationships grow and change. What may have been acceptable in the early stages of a friendship may no longer be appropriate as the relationship deepens or circumstances shift. Regularly reassessing our boundaries and making adjustments as needed ensures that they continue to serve their intended purpose, protecting our emotional well-being and fostering healthy, balanced relationships. Discernment, the ability to perceive and judge well, is an invaluable tool for navigating the landscape of trust. It enables us to identify potential red flags, those subtle cues and warning signs that suggest a person may not be trustworthy. Developing our discernment is crucial for protecting ourselves from those who might seek to deceive, manipulate, or exploit us, allowing us to make informed decisions about whom to trust and how much trust to extend. Red flags can manifest in various forms, from inconsistencies in a person's words and actions to a pattern of broken promises, evasive behavior, or a lack of accountability. Other red flags might include a history of betraying others, a tendency to gossip or spread rumors, a manipulative communication style, or a lack of empathy or concern for the well-being of others. Recognizing red flags requires attentiveness, a willingness to observe and analyze a person's behavior over time. It also involves trusting our intuition, that inner voice that often alerts us to potential danger, even when we cannot articulate the reason for our unease. Ignoring red flags can have serious consequences, leading us down a path of heartbreak, disappointment, and even harm. By honing our discernment and heeding the warning signs, we can make more informed decisions about whom to trust, minimizing the risk of betrayal and fostering healthier, more fulfilling relationships. The price of blind trust: learning from our mistakes. Blind trust, the act of placing unwavering faith in another without question or reservation, can be a costly mistake. It leaves us vulnerable to manipulation, exploitation, and betrayal, often resulting in significant emotional pain and damage. Learning from our experiences, particularly those where our trust has been misplaced, is essential for developing greater discernment and making more informed decisions about whom to trust in the future. Each time our trust is violated, it offers an opportunity for reflection and growth. By analyzing the situation, identifying the red flags we may have missed, and understanding the motivations behind the betrayal, we can gain valuable insights that inform our future interactions. These experiences, though painful, can serve as stepping stones towards greater wisdom and resilience, enabling us to navigate the complexities of trust with greater awareness and caution. It is important to remember that mistakes are an inevitable part of life, especially when it comes to matters of trust. No one is immune to betrayal, and even the most discerning individuals can fall victim to deception or manipulation. The key is not to allow these experiences to cripple our ability to trust altogether, but rather to use them as catalysts for growth, learning, and the development of stronger, healthier relationships. By acknowledging our mistakes, extracting valuable lessons from them, and applying these lessons to future interactions, we can mitigate the risk of repeated betrayal and foster a more balanced and fulfilling approach to trust. Rebuilding shattered trust, a difficult path. Rebuilding trust, once it has been shattered, is a formidable task, requiring patience, commitment, and a willingness to confront the pain of betrayal. The path to reconciliation is often long and arduous, marked by emotional turmoil, difficult conversations, and the need for both parties to demonstrate genuine remorse, accountability, and a commitment to change. The first step in rebuilding trust is acknowledging the breach and its impact. The betrayer must take full responsibility for their actions, expressing sincere remorse and demonstrating a clear understanding of the pain they have caused. The betrayed individual, in turn, must be willing to communicate their hurt, anger, and disappointment, expressing their needs and expectations for moving forward. Open and honest communication is crucial throughout the rebuilding process. Both parties must be willing to share their perspectives, listen attentively to each other's concerns, and work collaboratively to address the issues that led to the breach of trust. This requires a willingness to be vulnerable, to express their feelings openly and honestly, and to create a safe space for dialogue and reconciliation. Rebuilding trust is not about forgetting the past or minimizing the impact of the betrayal. It is about acknowledging the pain, learning from the experience, and working together to create a stronger, more resilient foundation for the future. The power of forgiveness, mending broken bonds. Forgiveness, though often misunderstood and misrepresented, is a powerful force in the realm of trust and reconciliation. It is not about condoning or excusing the actions of the betrayer. It is about releasing the grip of anger, resentment, and bitterness, freeing ourselves from the burden of pain and creating space for healing and growth. Forgiveness is a choice, a deliberate act of letting go of the negative emotions associated with the betrayal and choosing to move forward with a spirit of compassion and understanding. It does not require forgetting the transgression or pretending it did not occur. Rather, it involves acknowledging the pain, processing the emotions, and ultimately choosing to release the bitterness and resentment that can poison our hearts and hinder our ability to move forward. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness or a surrender to injustice. It is an act of strength, courage, and self-preservation. By choosing to forgive, we reclaim our power, freeing ourselves from the shackles of anger and resentment, and opening ourselves up to the possibility of healing, reconciliation, and renewed trust. Forgiveness is not always easy, and it may take time, effort, and a deep commitment to personal growth. However, the rewards of forgiveness are immeasurable, offering a path to emotional freedom, inner peace, and the potential for restored relationships. Navigating the labyrinth practical steps for balanced friendships. Navigating the labyrinth of trust in friendships requires a delicate balance of vulnerability, caution, and discernment. By implementing practical strategies, we can foster healthier, more balanced relationships, minimizing the risk of betrayal, and maximizing the potential for genuine connection and mutual support. Here are some steps to cultivate trust and navigate the complexities of friendship. 1. Communicate openly and honestly. Express your needs, expectations, and boundaries clearly and respectfully. Encourage open dialogue and active listening, creating a safe space for vulnerability and emotional honesty. 2. Observe and assess. Pay attention to a person's actions and behaviors over time, noting any inconsistencies between their words and deeds. Trust your intuition and be wary of red flags that suggest potential untrustworthiness. 3. Establish clear boundaries. Define what you are and are not willing to tolerate in your interactions with others. Communicate your boundaries assertively and enforce them consistently, protecting yourself from manipulation and exploitation. 4. Cultivate discernment. Develop your ability to perceive and judge well, recognizing red flags and making informed decisions about whom to trust. Heed the warnings of your intuition and avoid rushing into trust prematurely. 5. Choose forgiveness. While not always easy, forgiveness offers a path to healing and reconciliation. By releasing anger and resentment, you reclaim your power and create space for personal growth and renewed trust. Remember, trust is a journey, not a destination. It is a process that requires ongoing effort, communication, and a willingness to learn from our experiences. By implementing these practical strategies, we can navigate the complexities of trust with greater awareness, balance, and resilience, fostering friendships that enrich our lives and bring us joy, support, and a sense of belonging.